This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.45, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. The President promises to fulfill his responsibilities during his tenure. Sri Lanka will face a crucial vote at the UN Human Rights Council tomorrow. The Prime Minister returned to the island following a successful official tour in Bangladesh. The country's confirmed COVID-19 cases count is nearing 90,000. Sri Lanka has approved the emergency use of China's Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. In news overseas, Mumbai is to roll out compulsory testing in crowded places. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that media freedom is not the freedom of media owners. Although some media owners wanted to rule the country, they cannot do so, but stressed that he has not exerted any influence on the media as the president. The president also said that he would not hesitate to take legal action against media groups if they try to drag the country and the people back into the abyss by misusing the media for the benefit of various groups and individuals. The president expressed these views while participating in the 15th discussion with the village program held in Yobuvelathanna area in Valapane yesterday. The president also pointed out that the group of media persons who had worked against the country during the war had infiltrated the media institutions and were attacking nationalism and national progress. The majority of the people have elected me as the president to build the country. Only 16 months have passed in the 60-month term. Some are worried about the next president. No one should worry about it, and it is up to the people to decide. Further, the president said during the remainder of his tenure, he will fulfill the aspirations of the people by playing a vital role in uplifting the national economy as well as the rural masses. Sri Lanka will face a crucial vote on the fresh resolution moved by the UK, Canada and Germany, along with other states in the United UN Human Rights Council tomorrow. The government has reached out to regional friends India, Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh, the countries which yield voting rights at the HRC, to garner support to defeat the resolution, which the government termed as a political move and an interference with the internal affairs of the country. Sri Lanka has also been lobbying friendly nations of the 47 members represented in Geneva at their capitals and in Colombo. However, India has not made a formal commitment on its stance over the resolution so far, whereas 20 countries including Pakistan, China, Russia and the Philippines backed Sri Lanka during the Human Rights Council's ongoing session. The first country-specific resolution was moved against Sri Lanka in the year 2012, which was successfully shut down by Colombo at that time. India voted against Sri Lanka during the similar vote in 2014, but Delhi remained undecided and uncommittal during the 2014. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa held a telephone conversation with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently. The Indian High Commission in Colombo, in a Twitter message, said that Human Rights Council vote on Monday would have been a key discussion point for both countries. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
And we continue with more local news. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, following a successful tour in Bangladesh, returned to the island yesterday. He held bilateral talks with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at her office. A cordial discussion took place between the two prime ministers. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina welcomed Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa cordially at her office. Meanwhile, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh signed 4 memoranda of understanding relating to trade, investment and maritime activities. Prime Minister Rajapaksa also held discussions with Bangladeshi Foreign Minister A.K. Abdul Momen yesterday. Special attention was paid on port facilities in Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Rajapaksa said that Sri Lanka will support Bangladesh to get the membership at the UN Human Rights Council. He also invited his counterpart in Bangladesh to tour in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka registered 346 more positive cases of COVID-19 yesterday. Department of Information says that 323 of them are close contacts of the earlier cases linked to the Paliagoda cluster. The remaining 23 were meanwhile detected from the Presence cluster. New cases pushed the country's confirmed COVID-19 cases count to 89,843. According to COVID-19 figures, 2,832 active cases are still under medical care. Meanwhile, total recoveries reported in the country now stands at 86,466. Sri Lanka has also witnessed 545 fatalities due to the outbreak of the pandemic. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. The President promises to fulfill his responsibilities during his tenure. Sri Lanka will face a crucial vote at the UN Human Rights Council tomorrow. Prime Minister returned to the island following a successful official tour in Bangladesh. The country's confirmed COVID-19 cases count is nearing 90,000. Sri Lanka has approved the emergency use of China's Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. And that was the local news.
Darling, our daughter has top O-level results. Do you know what this means?
Yes, just 3 years and she'll be going abroad for her degree.
For which we'll need a bank loan.
But is a normal loan the smartest option?
What else?
The smartest way is to start an HDFC Smart Goals account.
Let your child begin their degree with no delays. Start an HDFC Smart Goals account. Call 2356 888.
Honey, you're so smart.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, Sri Lanka has approved the emergency use of the Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine developed by China. State Minister Professor Chan Jasumana said the approval was granted by the National Medicines Regulatory Authority. Meanwhile, Chairman of the Pharmaceuticals Corporation, Dr. Prasanna Gunasena, said that the first stock of Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine will arrive in the island next week. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And in Washington this morning, the Water Supply and Drainage Board says that the water supply to Colombo 1, 3, 9, 14 and Kaduwala areas will be interrupted for 15 hours from 9 a.m. to 12 midnight today due to a repair of the pipe system. Water supply to Colombo 1, 7, 8 and 10 will be under low pressure during this period. And that came to you in Watchlight.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Headlines of the world news. Mumbai is to roll out compulsory testing in crowded places. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan tests positive for COVID-19. France and Poland increase lockdown measures as infections surge. Those are the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the world news. The Indian city of Mumbai is to roll out mandatory coronavirus testing in crowded places as the country grapples with a rise in infections. The local government said rapid tests would be done randomly in areas such as shopping centres and train stations. A refusal to be tested will account to an offence, it said. India has recorded 40,953 new COVID-19 cases on Saturday, the biggest daily jump for nearly 4 months. A total of 159,000 people have died due to the disease. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan has tested positive for COVID-19, the country's health minister has said. The 69-year-old is self-isolating at home, the minister said in a tweet. Mr. Khan, the former captain of the national cricket team who became the Prime Minister in August 2018, received the first vaccination 2 days ago. Pakistan has recorded 13,799 deaths and 623,135 cases during the pandemic, according to Johns Hopkins University. France and Poland have reintroduced partial lockdowns as both countries battle a sharp rise in COVID infections in recent weeks. Some 21 million people in 16 areas of France, including the capital Paris, are affected as the country fears a third wave. In Poland, non-essential shops, hotels, cultural and sporting facilities are now closed for 3 weeks. The country has the highest new daily rates of COVID cases since November. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Mumbai is to roll out compulsory testing in crowded places. Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan tests positive for COVID-19. France and Poland increased lockdown measures as infections surge. And that was the world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
And in development news, Mathale District Parliamentarian Pramita Bandarathenakon said the government has taken steps to rehabilitate the rural tanks and anicuts in the Mathale district under the irrigation scheme Vari Saubhagyam with the objective of improving agricultural activities and uplifting the rural economy. The renovation work of 38 minor tanks in the district has already commenced this year. At the inception of the renovation work of the Puakpidio tank in the Gulliwala area recently, he stated that plans have already been made to develop Gulliwala town along with Dambulla. It is essential to upgrade the Gulliwala Divisional Hospital as a major hospital in the area. He said the main objective is to widen the roads of Gulliwala town to 55 feet and construct 4 lanes. This will greatly reduce the existing traffic congestion in the town limit. And that came to you in the development news.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
Moving on to sports news. No international fans will be permitted at the delayed 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics this summer because of concerns over the coronavirus pandemic. Japanese authorities told the Olympic and Paralympic committees that it was highly unlikely that entry to the country could be guaranteed. Organizers said the move now gives clarity to ticket holders and helps ensure a safe and secure games for all participants and the Japanese public. The games are scheduled to begin on 23rd July. That was a sports news, business news coming up.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
In business news, Sri Lankan rupee closed marginally up on Friday at 198 to 199 against the one-week dollar after opening stronger while bond yields were flat or down, the dealer said. The rupee last closed on the one-week forward market at 198.5 to 199 to the US dollar last Thursday. That was the business news, and economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Savings account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of
Just move on real time, save more, LOLC real time. Paying the premium for transactions, simply save now real time. Day night, no trouble for your transactions. LOLC real time. Download LOLC Finance real time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and more benefits.
And in economic news, Sri Lanka has issued a gazette notification taxing mackerel at 6 rupees a kilogram while taxing kurakan at 70 rupees a kilogram. Sri Lanka taxes tinned fish at high rates, keeping prices above world levels, and raw mackerel at lower rates to channel the difference in taxes to some domestic producers. Black gram has been taxed at 300 rupees a kilogram. Cowpea is taxed at 70 rupees a kilogram. Kurakan and millet seed is taxed at 70 rupees from March. That is economic news and the weather report to conclude.
Congratulations on your promotion. It will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasir, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And finally, the weather report: showers or thunder showers will occur at several places over most parts of the island during the evening or night, stated the Meteorology Department. Heavy falls over 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa and Central provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the Central, Sabaragamuwa and Western provinces during the morning. And that was the weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasir, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. The President promises to fulfill his responsibilities during his tenure. Sri Lanka will face a crucial vote at the UN Human Rights Council tomorrow. The Prime Minister returned to the island following a successful official tour in Bangladesh. The country's confirmed COVID-19 cases count is nearing 90,000. Sri Lanka has approved the emergency use of China's Sinopharm COVID-19 vaccine. And news overseas, Mumbai is to roll out compulsory testing in crowded places. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. And now it's back to your Sunday morning host and my good friend Chandima to brighten up your day.